Yeah.
Weezy,
Back home smoking legal. I got more slaps than the Beatles. Foreign shit running on diesel, dog. Playing with my name, this shit is lethal, dog. Don Corleone. Trust me, at the top it isn't lonely. Everybody acting like they know me, dog. Don't just say it now, you gotta show me. Bring the clip back empty. You asked to see the ball, so they sent me, dog. I just broke her off with a 10-piece, dog. There ain't nothing, I'm just being friendly, dog. Just a little 10-piece for it, just to blow it in the mall. Doesn't mean that we involved. I just put a Richard on the card. I ain't going playing ball, but I show you how the fuck you gotta do it. If you really wanna ball till you fall when your back against the wall, and a bunch of niggas need you to go away. Still going bad on them anyway. Saw you last night, but did it.
All right, this is the Senior Project Podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Ceruto, alongside Ryan Tui. He's a senior at Sacred Heart. How you doing, man?
I'm doing very good. Thank you for having me.
So our topic is going to be on baseball and how it's evolved over the last 10, 15, 20 years. And I'm going to start with you because, you're a big baseball fan. How has baseball changed since you were like a little kid to right now?
Well, it's definitely become more focused with analytics, I think, is the beginning. I mean, when I was little, it was mostly the way that I played it was the way it would continue all the way through high school, through college, and just up to the majors. They taught you the fundamentals, bunting, stealing bases, doing the little things in order to score runs. That's what everything really boiled down to. And nowadays, there's so much more technology involved with the statistics with major league players. It's much more in-depth. There's a lot more science behind baseball.
Now, the first thing that really brought me, and I was like, wow, this is actually going on, is Moneyball, the movie that came out a couple years ago with Brad Pitt, and it showed the athletics. They got rid of a couple players, Johnny Damon, Isringhausen, Giambi. Everyone was like, they're not going to do anything. Like, it's just clear cut. They're going to win like 65 games. They have no one. And you know what? They got a lot of people that were budget players and got the most out of them, and they got them to over 100-plus games. Now, they didn't win the World Series, but that really showed everyone, hey, like that can happen. And a lot of teams right now are trying to tank or trying to get a very good pick in the baseball draft. And it's happening in a lot of leagues too, like the NBA. But for baseball, you're noticing the attendance is going down. It went down 4% over the last year. You got season tickets and you're a Detroit Tigers fan. I mean, how many games are you going to go to this year? Because you're looking at that roster. I could pull that up later. Oh, man, it's disgusting.
It's not, yeah, and, a lot of attendance. It's in Detroit. That was one of the cities that had a low attendance.
Oh, man, it's horrible.
And Baltimore had a huge attendance drop this season,
and
understandably so.
Yeah, there's literally like you have a kid that's 3 years younger, they go in for free. That type of, you bring a dog, it's a dog day. That's where you're going to have a lot of dog days next year.
The weather, I think, did have something to do with it. No one was.
Because that April was just, it was crazy. I mean, you had rainstorms, you had snowstorms, so that brings another point for another day, but the whole 162 games, that's a lot of games too.
It's a lot of games, and let's be honest, I mean, baseball is an old school game.
Because you're looking at these new stadiums that they're coming out with, they have a lot of things that are oriented towards the younger generation demographic. You got Arizona, a swimming pool.
Baseball's kind of in a corner right now, I think, because I think there aren't many options left in order to attract a younger audience.
The pitch clock is the biggest thing.
Pitch clock.
And they're doing that in the minor leagues right now.
The reason we talk about pace of play is our focus is on eliminating the dead time and having as much action during the game as we possibly can have.
I understand. They want the game to move faster, and they're trying to appeal to younger audiences, which is why I think analytics has also been involved. They want to bring.
It's attracting more jobs. I mean, you're noticing a lot of these managers now.
Yes.
They're they've played the game, but they had to go to the front office first.
A trend, and this is what teams are doing. I got a little graphic for you.
Sure. I'm sure you do.
Okay, David Bell worked in the Giants front office, VP of Player Development, and now is the new skipper of the Reds.
Right.
Rocco Baldelli was in the front office with the Tampa Bay Rays, Special Assistant Baseball Ops. and now he's the manager of the Minnesota Twins. Brad Ausmus couldn't wait to talk to all the analytical guys with the Angels. Billy Epler told us that. He's now the manager of the Angels. Gabe Kapler was a front office guy with the Dodgers from 2014 to 2016.
And listen, I'm very neutral with this. I mean, there's certain aspects where I'm like, this is a good thing for baseball, and I'm like, this is a bad thing for baseball. The bad thing for baseball is the ones where you put a player on second base with extra innings. I hate that. I hate that idea. Listen, the 18-inning games, it was actually action-packed. I mean, there was a lot of instances where you remember Ian Kinsler, that play where he didn't throw to first. I mean, I'm going to say, that whole World Series, the most memorable game was the 18-inning game.
It was. It was the longest World Series game in baseball history. So.
And what else are you going to do, really? I mean, unless it's like, okay, it's a weekday, it's July 21st or something like that. It's the postseason. People are still going to tune in. There's nothing else that's going to be on at that time. I think we know what we're talking about with baseball, how it's been changing, the transformations from when we were young to where we are right now in the year 2018, and how it's been changing. All right. Thank you, Ryan, for joining us.
Thank you, Ryan.
And that does it. Thank you for listening.